Hello and welcome. I hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful day, at least those that are here in the local area of Birmingham. And I hope that the sun doesn't wash me out or the cards out too much, but I have to be in the sun. I recently just returned from a trip to Hawaii and now I just can't get enough of the elements. So I'm sitting here in the sun today. So I was just taking a moment to drop into messages for the collective and at the personal level. I chose 4 different decks, and I'll show you these decks. So if you have watched any of the other card readings before, these may look familiar to you, although I do have 2 new ones. This first deck right here is from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. This one is a newer one by Albert Valililo, and it's more of a shamanic deck. This is Doreen Virtue's Archangels deck, and then I have the 7 Sacred Flames by Oriella. So each of these decks, I have been guided to use them differently. Our first deck is going to focus on the collective message, what the collective theme is that we are moving into right now with this full moon. And the shamanic deck is the personal acquisitions, the personal theme. And then we have the action cards. So these would be the ones that would give us guidance into how to address the personal and collective needs right now. And then today it's a full moon. So we have a full moon deck. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So right now we're going to draw for our collective reading. Freeing, let's see, y'all can't see that. Freeing yourself. Okay. The more you sit in the self, the more you will begin to feel an energy that you have never experienced before. It comes up from behind rather than in front, where you experience your mind and emotions. Okay. So we're going to come back to this card as the rest of the reading unfolds. It's almost a little cryptic. And this reminds me a little bit of the energy of spring. With the energy of spring, it's something that I think a lot of us can feel. We feel it coming. We can feel that the light is coming from behind the darkness, or as the sun rises above the horizon. This is the image that I get when I'm reading this card. So we're going to come back to that after we go a little bit deeper into the personal and the action and the full moon. All right, so with our shamanic deck, this is personal. Okay, we're going to pull 2 cards in this deck. Okay. Okay, that's funny. So the first card we pulled was the Eagle. And the second card we pulled, this is the Moon. So because this is a new deck, I do want to look at what the author has written about these 2 cards. It's, obvious we're in this big full moon cycle right now with the moon in Leo. I'm gonna find my reference book. And Let me just fill into that. On a personal level, what are we surrendering over and letting go? Where have we been escaping from surrendering and letting go? Maybe these really old habits, ways of viewing ourselves, the constrictions around the heart, around how we relate to one another. And the eagle, when I think of the eagle and the medicine of the eagle, it has a really prestigious, even like royal nature, but it's the king of the sky, if you will. It has keen perception and it has a great vantage. It can see far and wide. It's powerful, has very powerful wings and talons. So let's see what Alberto has to say about the eagle. The essence of the eagle. The eagle comes from the east, the place of the rising sun, of new beginnings. She soars high in the sky, sees the smallest details with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture, and nests in the high mountains. For eagle, there are no obstacles, only opportunities. She calls you to ascend, to acquire perspective, so you can fly wing to wing with great spirits. Now I'm starting to see this first card come into play, like the rising sun of the horizon. The feeling of strength and courage and vast clarity that doesn't come from seeing through our two eyes and our senses, but actually from our intuitive self and from higher connection, higher knowledge. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop, sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? Okay, this is a really unique full moon for humanity and on the personal level. The moon the essence of the moon card is that every 28 days the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us the certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is a light waiting so we can be reborn into a new phase. This calls to mind a native African prayer to the moon. May our lives be renewed as yours. The moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters on the earth. This same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising from or hiding back into the unconscious. The moon spends equal time in the dark as it does in the light of the sun, and now it comes to remind you of this balance. Have you been too focused on outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements? Or have you spent too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on the significance of the moon cycle and let it gently guide you out of your bottomless depths. Head back to the world of outer expression and connection with others. Let it help you make time for yourself, your feelings, and your essential human and spiritual needs. We're going to draw our action card. And just another confirmation of those habits, behaviors, addictions that limit us. These cards focus on working with the archangels. If you subscribe to that, Archangel Raphael has been known as the archangel of healing emotional wounds, and in my experience and observation, all addictions are a product of unresolved emotional wounds. So you can call forth Archangel Raphael and just ask in a prayerful manner to relieve you of any of those emotional burdens, to indicate where you can become free from those habits, those addictions, and letting this power of this moon, this heart-opening moon, surrender these things, these human behaviors that lock us into the cycles of suffering, surrendering to a higher will and higher authority so that you may be free. And then we're going to pull our Sacred Flame card for the full moon. And this is higher wisdom. For this full moon. Become passionate about your desire to become love incarnate through the increase of that fire within your sacred heart. This love has to become your primary goal, your constant motivation and main reason for being. So one of the things that I just really appreciate about doing these card readings is just how clarifying and confirming they can be. I really didn't have any idea. I haven't spent a whole lot of time thinking or feeling into what this moon signified or what this time period with this moon cycle for the next week to 2 weeks is, what it means for us collectively and personally. So let's do a quick recap so that you can get a summarized version of what we have discussed here today. I'm going to make a little space so that you can see all of the cards. Okay. So in the collective, we are arriving to a point where something greater is moving through us. And we're starting to sense that. We're starting to, I guess, develop what would be like our sixth sense collectively. People are starting to wake up. Ah, yes. People are beginning to wake up, and this is like a slow creep. It comes up from behind rather than in front, where you experience mind and emotions. Maybe it's that the outside world is not lining up with what people are really feeling. And the eagle represents the personal evolution of seeing from a bigger picture, from being able to recognize our own strengths and also our weaknesses, and to cultivate the skills necessary to hone those gifts that we are naturally born with. The moon asks us if we're balanced in our life. Have we been very introverted? Is it time to be a little bit extroverted? Have we been too extroverted? Is it time to rest and go within? Where is that middle path? And then looking at, where are we getting in our own way? Where is our personal attachments, our addictions and behavioral patterns limiting our ability to the vast abundance the love, the healing, the community, the compassion, all of these qualities of an open heart chakra and divine embodiment. Where are those things in our life, and are we ready and willing to sacrifice that over to something greater than ourself, for ourself and for humanity? And as we step into the light of this full moon, we center our presence in becoming love incarnate and remembering to seek God with all of our heart, to check ourselves at every exchange and every emotion. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? Thank you so much for joining me today. It's my aspiration to do this on the full and new moons, and we will see how that goes. I hope you enjoyed this full moon reading, and that you have a most glorious full moon filled day and night. Pura vida.